this dog. I wonder how he's going to be. Okay, so I'm going to have another discussion. And I know I keep promising to put up videos that teach you how to do tricks, teach you how to train obedience. But I feel like some of the discussions that I'm having with you, some of the chats, speeches I'm giving you, they're laying a foundation for you to understand how training works with dogs and why I do the things that I do and why it works. And I do this with my clients too. The first lesson that we have together is what I call a consultation. And even though a lot of dog trainers that are friends that are dog trainers tell me that I should charge for that, I don't. I give you the first lesson or consultation for free. And I spend anywhere from a half hour to an hour with you, checking you out, checking your dog out, watching the dynamics between the both of you, so I know where to go with my training with you. And I am a big supporter of trick training. I think trick training is just amazing to do with dogs. And I think I've probably mentioned this in previous videos, but I think it warrants repeating. Cookie, please don't roll up on that. That's poison ivy. Thank you, girl. Get ahead of me so I can watch you. We're out hiking while we're having this chat. Trying to kill two birds with one stone, as the saying goes. Because time lately has been very short, and my hours at work are going to start getting extended, and I'm going to have even less time to YouTube unless I start making some real cash doing it. I should say some cash, because I'm not making any cash right now doing YouTube. But back to the training. So I want my clients to understand that timing is critical. However, if your timing is a little off, as long as you are consistent with what you want your dog to do and what you reward, when you reward is not as important as what you reward. Don't reward sloppiness. Reward what you like, ignore what you don't like. So now that we got that out of the way, how does that apply to trick training? Well, there's a lot of different ways of training tricks. And you can use shaping, you can use luring, and some dogs shaping works better, other dogs luring may work better. Cookie's definitely a luring dog. But she will shape train too. And what those mean is with shaping, you kind of wait for the dog to offer you a behavior. And luring is you use a piece of food to lure them into the behavior. I like luring because it's a little faster. And with shaping, Cookie will just sit there forever, like waiting for me to tell her what to do. So that's why luring works better with her. She's so food motivated. Okay, so I actually wrote some notes today what I wanted to talk about, so I wouldn't forget. What else did I want to talk about? So basically this whole walk is going to be promoting trick training to you and why it works. Look, obedience training is good too. Your dog's got to learn obedience, sit, stay, come, heel. Those are what I call obedience things. But in my mind, they seem restricted. restrictive because the dog's not doing anything. He's sitting, he's staying, he's healing, he's dropping something, he's leaving something. You know, and yeah, it's the meat and potatoes of a well-behaved dog. But let's have some dessert. Trick training is a dessert. Trick training is like recess. Because your dog gets to do something, which is hopefully fun for him. And then you reward him for it. So this is what trick training does. Trick training promotes teamwork between the two of you. It builds a value for working together with you. It's fun, it's games, and it builds value because the dog is like, wow, my mommy tells me to spin and jump up in the air and bark and act goofy, and then she rewards me. My mom is so much fun. Or my dad, whatever. I just got a low message battery on my phone. It just makes me so mad. I finally found the time to do this and my battery's dying. So that's what trick training does. It builds this value for working together with you. It's so important. Because then the dog is more likely to want to do something with you when you ask for obedience. You know, and when you ask the dog to come at the dog park, it's not like, oh God, she's going to make me go home. It's like, whoa, what is she going to make me do? So, trick training, I think, also makes your dog a smarter dog. It's like a child. The more books you give them to read, the smarter they get. The more tricks you train your dog, develops their brain, the smarter they get. That's my thinking anyway. And a lot of the trick training that you do can be foundations for some other things. Like teaching your dog a simple touch command then becomes the foundation for teaching it how to ring a bell, turn on a light, go pick up the newspaper. So tricks can be built upon like steps or levels. You do a simple trick, it can be a foundation for something much more complicated and interesting. So that's why trick training is like my favorite thing to do. And people say, oh, I'm having behavior issues with my dog. Well, how much exercise do they get? How much mental stimulation do they get? Maybe you need to do some trick training. Tire the dog out mentally and physically. And build a value for working together. Build a value for that teamwork. And maybe your dog will be a little better behaved for you. Yeah, that's what I think. And one thing about training too, any kind of training, it's about consequences. Good or bad. The dog will repeat stuff that makes him feel good and won't repeat stuff that doesn't make him feel good. Anyway, I think my battery's dying and I don't know when it's going to cut off, so I'm going to end this here. I want to say be blessed and go play with your dog. Have a great day.